Hey guys, I know you generally subscribe to me or watch me for certain types of products, but I'm gonna push the friendship just a little tiny bit. We've been, well, by we I mean my wife, have been hooked a little bit on fancy teas lately, and as such we've gone and got ourselves a bit more of a fancy way of making the tea, and it's actually turned out pretty good. It's a nice, unique thing as far as I can tell. Usually we are using these dealies here, these like little pinch brewers that hold tight with spring tension and keep the you scoop and a half of tea in there and it holds it together relatively well. This new little pot we've got here, and unfortunately I think you do have to buy it from the company T2. I don't think the patent's long enough that you can just go and get knockoffs of this at the shops. This is like an upside down teapot. The tea comes out the bottom, and the bottom is released by pushing upward on a plate, that blue plate there, that then releases the washer and lets the brewed tea through the filter, making for a nice clean, non-bitty cup of tea, which is nice. So it's winter here in Australia. At night time I won't drink coffee obviously. Not really a hot chocolate kind of guy, so I've been drinking a bit of peppermint tea. I find it is good for what ails me. And what I'll do today is I'll make a cup just brewed normally with the pinch thing, and then I'll make a pot full of this and I'll do the full length thing in one take. So we'll see how different and how much better the cups are compared to each other. So should be thrilling. Then yeah, I'll get back to knife content very soon, I'm sure. So these are our glasses. This is our peppermint tea. This is our tea maker, or our tea upside down teapot thing. We're going to put 1.5 scoops of mint tea. I've used it fairly liberal in my tea application. So one, and it's almost 2 scoops really in there. And then in the pinch thing here, 1. Okay, so I've just boiled the kettle. Let's make some tea. Just going to fill the glass up to the same amount, just so I can have the same amount of actual tea being brewed. There we go. Let them sit for, let's say, 3 minutes, and we'll compare our cups of tea. Alrighty, so I'll just ramp this up a bit so you can see the whole business. Whoa, alrighty. So you simply place this on top of the receptacle, the lip of the receptacle being the thing that releases the washer pressure, and the teapot just, well, let's just say, expels the tea into your cup or your receptacle. And as you see, in terms of depth of colour, I haven't agitated this because often agitating these is what shakes out the bits, but in terms of depth of colour there's a significant boost in absorption from the tea maker than there is from the simple. And it's the same amount of tea, and then the simple sort of clasp system. I'm not sure why. I think it's because you get a bit of a ball inside the clasp, whereas inside the tea maker it's all floating around as little bits. So maybe you can use a little bit less tea and save an extra 50 cents a year, and then you can buy that boat, who knows. But yeah, and just looking inside the cups, I've done a little bit of agitation, which as I said is probably not ideal. but I sort of wanted to give it a bit of a shot to get as dark as the other tea. Looking at the glasses, there's just, it's going to be hard to show on film. There are a few more bits in the, on the bottom and swirling around through. A few more bits in the clasp systems tea. Whereas the tea in this one here is more or less completely, you can use the white background, completely firm. That is a bit of stuck on dirt on the other side of the glass. There we go. Completely clear there, with a few swimmers in that one. So, I mean, this is all much of a muchness, of course, but it's just a cool way to brew your tea, and also much less messy. So you have this with you, you go and sit down with it, or you just make it as you go. These always have that thing of, you don't want to stand in your kitchen. Well, I don't want to stand in my kitchen brewing my tea. I want to chuck this in, go into my lounge room, sit down, start watching telly, forget about it, and then when I remember I've got tea to make, take this out, awkwardly put it on the coffee table, maybe on a coaster, if I'm lucky. I mean, if we have coasters out. And, yeah, there we go. These aren't massive problems we're solving, of course not, but it's just a cool little thing that I thought I would show. So yeah, hopefully that wasn't too painful for you all. What have I got for you? Here we go. Look, it's the Ontario Spec Plus Alpha Plus Spec Plus new survival knife. Just something to wet our whistles for the next knife video. Sorry about that, guys, but I thought it was cool to share, so I hope you've enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye now.